Today, I'm going to show you guys how to make this creamy, cheesy, inexpensive pesto chicken lasagna. Now, this dish can be made with any leftover chicken or rotisserie chicken. Before I begin, if you're new to my channel, hi, welcome. Be sure to subscribe so you're able to see more of my videos. Like this video and let's jump right into the recipe. Now, I told you guys this recipe can be made with any leftover chicken. This is actually leftover chicken. I baked this chicken yesterday and I decided to make a recipe with it. So I am going to remove the skin. Now you can leave the skin if you like, but I was not feeling the skin on this chicken. So I removed the skin and start shredding the chicken and chopping it up. Now, if you don't have any leftover chicken, of course you can grab yourself some breast or chicken thighs and just boil it with some seasoning and just shred them. Okay, make sure you season them well. Obviously this chicken was full of flavor already. Once I'm done dicing it up, I set it aside. I am going to mix ricotta cheese, some Parmesan cheese with mozzarella cheese and some fresh parsley on there. Now I decided to take this recipe to a whole nother level. I'm using anything in my pantry and I noticed this pesto was just sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna add that in there as well. Obviously it's optional if you don't like pesto, but I do. So I added that in there and add 1 egg and mix it up together just like that. Now I do have a recipe if you want to make lasagna without ricotta cheese. I do have a recipe. I will place it on the card up there for you. You can check that out as well. Now I'm going to set that aside and I am going to boil my lasagna noodles. So I usually add salt and some chicken bouillon to the pasta water and allow that to come to a boil. And then I place the noodles in there. Now I'm going to boil the noodles for about 7 to 10 minutes, okay? By now, the noodles are nice and done. They're al dente, so I'm going to remove them. As you can see, set them aside. Do not overcook them because you are going to bake this lasagna some more, so don't overcook your noodles. Now, to a medium-high heat pan, I am going to add 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. I'm going to allow that to melt, and I have some chopped onions here that I'm going to add in there. Now I'm going to cook the onions until they're nice and translucent, and then I'm going in with some minced garlic. Now I'm going to cook the garlic for about 30 seconds or until fragrance, and then I am going to add flour because basically we're making a roux for the lasagna. So I'm going to add the flour in there. Cook the flour for at least 60 seconds because you want to remove that raw flour taste. So make sure to cook the flour for about 1 minute. Now, once the flour is nice and cooked, you are going to, I forgot to tell you guys, be sure to save some of the pasta water, or you can use chicken broth or heavy cream. But I added some of the pasta water in there, mix it up, and also I am going to add some heavy cream in there as well. Give it a toss. Once your roux is nice and creamy, you are going to season. I'm using Creole seasoning or any all-purpose seasoning will do at this point. Add that in there and stir it up. And then give it a taste to see if you need to add any more seasoning. At this point, it was good to go. So I'm going to set it aside and we're going to assemble this lasagna. So now I'm using a 8x8 baking dish. I like to use a smaller dish because I like the high, tall looking lasagna. They just look more aesthetically pleasing to me. That's why I'm using one. A smaller baking dish, but taller, if you know what I mean. But of course, you can use a bigger dish if you like. I'm going to add a little bit of the roux at the bottom just to add a base for the noodles to just sit in. And then I am going to add the noodles, and then I'm adding the Parmesan mix. Add that in, and then I'm going to add the chopped chicken, add that in. Next, I'm going to add the roux on top, and then I am going to add another layer of the lasagna. Now, once I'm done adding all the chicken and stuff, I am going to add another layer of cheese so we can have that nice cheese, bubbling cheese on top. I like that. And then I am going to cover it with foil just so we don't burn the cheese before the lasagna is actually done cooking. So do not press the foil so you don't remove all the cheese, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. Just try not to press the foil on top of the cheese. You don't want it to stick on there. Now I am going to bake this on 350 for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to remove the foil, allow it to bake again for another 20 minutes. Now once it's done, this is the result. It's very cheesy, creamy, and it tastes absolutely amazing. This recipe was very easy to put together for me. If you like Alfredo chicken pasta, this is another one that is very similar in flavor. It was very delicious and I feel like it was easy to put together. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below how you like this recipe. Leave me a like if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new here, and I will see you all on the next video. Bye guys.